I'm looking to start off the new month on the right foot, and I need the help from you guys. Celtics Today has not had over 200 comments throughout the year of 2024, so let's go on ahead and change that today. The Celtics are first in the Eastern Conference. They have one of the best records in the NBA right now, so go on ahead and spam your shamrocks in the comments to show the Boston Celtics some love. You may work hard, but Brad Stevens, he works harder. We saw this over the summer when he made the trade for Kristaps Porzingis, and a couple months later, he made the trade again for Jrue Holiday, and now there are some reports showing the Boston Celtics and Phoenix Suns have shown interest in Jae'Sean Tate, which is exactly what we're going to talk about on today's show. I am your host of Celtics Today by Chat Sports, Allie Barefoot. Let's go ahead and dive into what Brad Stevens is thinking, and then possibly show you guys a trade that Smitty and I are thinking of doing. Overall, it's no secret. Brad Stevens has said this time and time again, the Celtics are looking for big wing depth. The C's have the best starting five in the NBA, possibly the best starting six. But what they do need is some help in their rotation. So let's go on ahead and get to know Jae'Sean Tate a little bit more and what it would look like if Tate came to the Boston Celtics. As of right now, he's currently playing for the Houston Rockets. He appears to be behind Brooks, Eason, Jalen Green, and Jabari Smith Jr. in the rotation. Not necessarily because he's bad, but that's just the way Ime Udoka has been running his team. $6.5 million salary right now. It's unable to use that $6.2 million TPE just so slightly. But the good news is that he is an athletic spark plug wing who can crash the boards. And we've got Luke Kornet, Kristaps Porzingis, but Jason Tatum is still the leading rebounder on the Boston Celtics. So to have another big wing come in to help him do so, I mean, you can never say no to that, right? Let's go ahead and get to know him a little bit further, shall we? Jae'Sean Tate's stats. Nearly 5 points per game, 1.1 assists per game. He's shooting 48% from the field right now, 29% from the three-point line. Let's just go on ahead and pretend we don't see that three-point percentage right there. But hey, 38 games so far, and the Houston Rockets aren't the best right now. They're under the 10th seed right now in the Western Conference, and it's just they're trying to find their place. They're trying to rebuild right now, but it is unfortunate that Tate is $6.5 million. Of course, we do still have the Grant Williams TPE, which is $6.2 million, so it's just ever so slightly out of the ballpark. So overall, to be able to have somebody like Jae'Sean Tate enter the Boston Celtics, it means you're probably going to have to give up some of your players in order to accomplish this trade, which is not music to my ears. Because when you see the locker room, when you see how the Celtics are playing on the floor, you don't want to break anybody up. But overall, to be able to obtain somebody like Jae'Sean Tate, you're going to have to give up potentially Peyton Pritchard and Delano Banton. Just because he is ever so slightly above that $6.2 million mark, Peyton Pritchard and Delano Banton would have to go to the Houston Rockets along with a 2027 second-round pick, which I'm going to say this right off the bat, I wouldn't do this. I think it's a little bit out of reach to get somebody like Tate. Peyton Pritchard may be inconsistent, but he's averaging more points than Tate is right now, and Delano Banton has gotten some garbage time, but still, he could have a future in Boston if you give him a little bit of a chance. But overall, this is kind of what would work for money-wise. So my next question for you guys is, would you accept this trade? Go on ahead and type A for accept, type D for decline. I think I speak for myself and Tyler Smitty, my producer, when I say D for decline. I think it's a little bit too much, especially when Smitty and I put together a better trade that wouldn't cost us any players. And we're going to talk about that trade idea in the second half of the show, and you guys are not going to want to miss this because this is something that I think Brad Stevens himself would like to see. But first, I do want to tell you guys about PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America right now. I'm playing it literally every single game day. So here's why you guys should too. It's super easy. All you have to do is pick between 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats, and you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. And there's nothing I love more in this world than Super Bowl Sunday. I think that Monday after that should be declared a national holiday in the United States. So nonetheless, here are my prize picks for Super Bowl Sunday. Why am I already talking about the Super Bowl? Because PrizePicks has a phenomenal deal right now. 99% off Patty Mahomes passing yards. That's a lock. And then I have Brock Purdy having less than 240.5 passing yards. I think Brock Purdy does better when he's on his feet. So let's go ahead and give him a ground and pound type of game. These are my prize picks, but I want to see yours. All you guys have to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Be sure to use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100 and watch yourself win some real money in real time. There's no secret Ime Udoka is trying to kind of rebuild the Houston Rockets here. Not because they don't have great talent on the team right now, but just because you had the former second-round pick in the NBA draft 2 years ago. You're a newer head coach in that system because we all know what happened with the Boston Celtics. So overall, with rebuilding means you can give them more draft picks as well. So could the C's benefit from the Houston Rockets looking to make some star-studded moves? Why don't we go on ahead and talk about Tari Eason? I think this would be a 10 times better pickup than Jae'Sean Tate to come to the Boston Celtics. Why? Because he's eligible for team option in 2024, so he doesn't have to be on the Houston Rockets next year. And he's been out since January 1st. He did have a stress fracture in his leg. However, he has been playing since that has happened, which is unfortunate, but in-season injuries do happen. I don't think you should write him off as somebody that's prone to injuries because of what happened during the season. But the good news is he's a great defender. He's even better when he cleans the glass, and he's a capable outside shooter. We just saw what Jae'Sean's three-point percentage looked like, and it was not good. So to have Eason be a better, capable outside shooter, I'm all for it. So before I break down what his stats look like, what a trade would look like to bring Eason to the Boston Celtics, it's your turn. Should the Celtics acquire Tari Eason over Jae'Sean Tate? Just go on ahead and type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to go yes, but I already know what I'm about to show you. So let's take a look at his stats, which are a lot better. He is averaging nearly 10 points per game, 1.2 assists per game, 47% from the field, and 36% from the three-point line. That is beautiful. And I love his salary even better. I'll get to that in just a few moments because I got to let you guys know the sense of urgency that's been going on with this player. We are not the only team in the NBA who is looking to pick apart the Houston Rockets if they are eligible to giving away this trade. And there's nobody I hate more than to have gotten this player than the Boston Celtics. If Tari Eason goes to the New York Knicks, as reports do show, they are interested in Tari Eason, I am going to lose my ish. If we came this close to getting a player that's averaging nearly 10 points per game, yes, he's got a little bit of injury, but you know what? Who doesn't? If the New York Knicks end up getting Tari Eason, I am going to flip my lid because I think he could be a huge asset to the Boston Celtics because right now, Joe Mazzulla is kind of working in O'Shea Brissett towards the first TV timeout for the Boston Celtics games. I think Tari Eason could kind of come in with Sam Hauser in that first timeout and really help out the C's. But overall, if the C's want a big wing, I think Tari Eason is the better option than Tate. Plus, Eason is $3.5 million, which is music to my ears. I like Tari Eason better than Jae'Sean Tate, so here's the trade that Smitty and I cooked up. If Tari Eason were to come to the Boston Celtics, that would be phenomenal. And it would be even better because you wouldn't have to give up a single player for him to do so. All you would have to do is give up that $6.2 million TPE, a 2026 first-round pick, which the Boston Celtics have plenty of draft capital to be able to spare, and then 2027 second-round pick via Atlanta. I think this would be a fantastic fit for Grant Williams' TPE that Brad Stevens has been looking to use. So if he hasn't put Tari Eason on his radar, Brad Stevens, listen up. This is a guy Tyler Smith and I want, but I want to hear who you guys want. Go on ahead and type JS for Jae'Sean Tate and type TE for Tari Eason. With everything that I just provided with you guys make the choice. It's why we have this show. I talk, I give you my opinion, I show you the stats, you talk, you give me your opinions, and we talk about it. While you guys are at it, go on ahead and hit that sub button for me. If anything happens, breaking news, trade rumors, Boston Celtics news and rumors, you're going to find it right here at Celtics Today. So go on ahead and subscribe for me.